Welcome to Action Coaching. We're certainly delighted that you join us on today because God has something special for you. Now remember, Action Coaching is designed to coach the God-given potential that is in you, out of you, so that you can live your best life now. Everybody needs a coach. Nobody makes it on their own. And so Action Coaching is designed to just give you some tips, some things that will help you as you continue to improve in life. I certainly want to encourage you to let others know about Action Coaching so that they can join us each and every week and they could be exposed to the same exciting tips that you are receiving from Action Coaching, and they too can be blessed. In this time we have together, I want to talk about the future. Yes, the future. Your future, the future that awaits all of us. I want to talk about the future. Now, we're living in a time right now where the world has been gripped by a virus that we have never experienced, most of us, in our lifetime. This is a virus that at this particular time you cannot explain its origin or explain the different strands of it. All we know is that it is attacking the whole wide world. Now, one of the things I consistently heard from people is they'll be glad when the virus is over so we can go back doing the things we used to do. Well, I got news for you. The things that you used to do definitely are going to be changed, because this particular situation has made the world look at their future. And even in life, you find that a lot of people don't look at their future. Now, the only thing you can do about your future is the actions you take in the present. If you don't take no actions now, then you pretty much already know what your future is going to be like. It's going to be a result of you not taking action. Just as the world is changing, climate control. Every time we look around, something is changing because life is moving on, and it's time we prepare for these incidents. Years ago, people used to talk about things coming, but we didn't really pay much attention. We didn't even make any preparations, and all of a sudden it's upon us and we don't know what to do because we have not prepared for the future. Now, as I talk to you on today, what steps are you taking in your present to prepare for your future? A lot of people I talk to, they're just saying, I'm living a day at a time. That's true. But if you live more than one day, then those days start adding up and time keeps marching on. And what is your future going to look like? The same things you are able to do today, you're not going to be able to do them in the future. You see a lot of people who seem to be stuck in time. They try to have the same routine they had 20 years ago. Try to do the same thing they did 30 years ago. Try to eat the same food, the same thing over and over and over again, and they don't want nobody to rock the boat. Nevertheless, time is marching on and your future is in front of you. You're not the same age you were then. So what steps are you taking to prepare for your future? Just on a personal testimony, I thank God that God have always given me insight to understand how to prepare for the future, or what I want my future to look like. Because if you're going to have a blessed future or you're going to have an enjoyable future, you've got to work on it now, in the present. Some people, even on their jobs, they have no idea what they're going to do after that job is over. They don't have any other craft. They're not looking toward anything else. They just simply saying or thinking that they're going to be able to do that all of the time. One of the most enjoyable lessons in life concerning the future is, if you ever had kids, then kids are going to do one or two things. They're going to help you enjoy your future, or they're going to let you know that whether you want to enjoy it or not, it is going to come. And the amazing thing about kids is we all have to have plans for their future and our future when they achieve their future. So many times when kids get grown, you got a lot of parents that, well, that's my baby, or talk to them as if they still 4 or 5 years old, or still teenagers, and you just wonder why they rebel and why they don't listen to what you say, because you understand they're not a child anymore, they are adults. And whatever you put in them while they were kids, if you made the correct preparations, chances are they're going to be that in the future. Even long before I got married, I already had an idea of some of the things I wanted to prepare for not only the wife that I was going to have and the kids that I was going to have. It wasn't that particular time that, I knew what my wife was going to be like or what the kids were going to be like. But I felt that I should get myself in position to prepare for the future that I would desire to have. Now, I couldn't wait till the future came to prepare for it. I had to start doing that in the present. And so I started preparing for the future. I started saying, well, I need to put money aside so the kids could go to this type of school. I wanted them highly educated. So what was I willing to do in the present to ensure that they got the type of quality education that I desired? That if I was going to have the wife, then the wife would have to be able to take care of the children. Not because I don't believe in her having her own career. That's not the issue. The issue was that she would be free to help maintain the family along with me. But you have to prepare for that in the present so that it will come to pass in the future. You have to start preparing for what type of person am I going to be 20 years from now, 10 years from now. Because nobody can do anything forever. But you know what the problem is? The thing people miss most is they long for what they cannot do anymore, and they don't enjoy the time that they're in. Yes, I can't get out there and run with a bunch of 20-year-olds and try to play football with my sons or basketball or whatever. No, I can't do that anymore. But I sure can do some other things at my age that are just as enjoyable. And I don't have no problem with them running all day long, doing what they want to do, because they are living in their time. You see it in so many businesses. They don't adjust for the future. People have the shop, and you come back to the same shop 10 years later, and pretty much it's the same shop. They've made no adjustments for the future, no changes to get better, no changes to better serve in the future. God knows they're not changing any younger person to come along to take over the job or keep the business flowing. Because one thing about when you get a little age on you, you feel like can't nobody do it like you. You seem to forget that you once were that same person that you were looking at. But somebody took time and prepared you for the future. So what are we going to do about the future? Couple of things. First thing, there must be future preparation. There must be goals and things that are set that will come to pass in your future. That does not mean you don't enjoy your present, but you got to understand every present moment is for that moment and it moves on. I say this all of the time. One thing that causes a lot of churches to fail is because they want to continue to stay in one segment of time, and the world has moved on. The population has changed. You have changed. You're not able to do what you used to do, and that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing if you realize that's a part of your future. Now, I'll be right back to talk to you, so I don't want you to go anywhere. We got some more to share about the future.
Of being a man. Amen. He makes a choice of which job he's going to work in life or which calling he's going to commit himself to. Amen. And the fourth calling he makes is who he's going to marry and who he's going to spend his life with. Amen. So I made 3 of the above, and today I stand to make the 4th one. Amen.
I left off talking about preparation. What steps are you taking to prepare for a future? What are you doing now so that when you reach a future state, you can still have a joyous time? Isn't it amazing that people think they'll work on a job all their life? Even on the job, they got ages where they feel you should retire. And so many people think that's cruel, but what the job is saying, you should reach a point that you can move on to do other things, because this job is changing, everything is changing, and you enjoyed your time, so you should move into another time. But so many people have no idea what they're going to do in preparation for the future. We're in a pandemic now, and a lot of people, since we've been closed in and not able to do certain things, maybe that's a time for you to prepare for a different craft. Do some study. They got things online. They got a host of things you can do rather than I get it. I know sometimes when you're stationary, you tend to eat everything and just say, this is all I'm going to do till the pandemic is over. And after it's over, I'm going to exercise. No, you're not. But there are so many creative things you can do in your own home to prepare you that when this is over and the world has changed, that you already got sight on your future. Some of the things you've been putting off, you might need to say, hey, it is time for me to enjoy these things. I know what I'm talking about because I too understand you can't do nothing forever, and I don't want to do it forever. There are different phases I want to do forever, but I don't want to be stuck in the same thing year in, year out, and there is no future at stake. I know that I lead a ministry, but I don't want to be a preacher that stay there until I am no longer effective. No, 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 because I can be effective in other things. Just as my future is moving forward, other people's future are moving forward, and there'll be younger people. There'll be other people. Who knows what the church will be like in 20 years or even 10 years, or far as they're concerned, what it will be like tomorrow. So there must be preparation made. There must be things put in place. And you've seen it a lot of times that maybe you buy a nice home, and when the kids are there and you're enjoying the home, because it seems like when kids in the home is lively, it's full. It seems like it ain't enough room for everybody. But then all of a sudden the kids grow up and they go get their own homes. It really don't make no sense for you to be in a big old home and talk about this my home, I don't ever want to move. In half the rooms you don't even go in. But if you prepare for the future, downsizing does not mean less. Downsizing means that you're getting smarter, because you don't need as much as you needed when you were 20 or 30 or 40. Now you're going to be on vacation. You're going to be going places. It's not like I want to spend all the time in the house. I want things to change. I want to move. I want to explore things. There is a future for us. I don't want to sit around waiting for somebody to call me on the phone, or if they happen to come back. No, no, no. You got a plan for it. My plan is to enjoy, because I understand life is precious. The second part of the future is execution. You got planning and you got execution. Amazing thing, when I went to college for the first time, and you know, you go to college, they bring you in and you sit down with the guidance counselor, I think they used to call them during that time. And the guidance counselor at that particular time asked me one question. He said, well, what do you intend to do when you get out of college? And you know what? I'm going to college. And I hadn't even thought what I intend to do when I get out of college. Yeah, I know I was majoring in something, but I hadn't really decided that was what I was going to do. Seemed like an easy course. I decided to take that, get a college degree. Didn't even know what I was going to do with a college degree, because I absolutely had no idea what my future was going to be like. Perhaps I would have took some courses. I would have got involved in things if I knew or had an idea what my future was going to be like. A lot of times when you see people that have prepared for their future, they usually turn into what they've been all of along. Some people you can see as little kids, maybe they're good at math, and then they grow up and they be accountants, people that deal with math, but you can say they had that talent all of the time. They just simply expanded it. But how many of us today are executing a plan for our future? If there is no execution, there will be no plan for the future. Because just as sure you and I continue to live, the world is changing at light speed. Look at the world now. We just can't think community. We got to think global. Because when we say a community, there are all types of people in a community. We just can't say we are in a community, but the community involves a whole lot of people. How are we going to deal with the changing community? Most of us only speak one language, and it's almost like you can't go many places in the world if you just speak in one language, that you need to learn multiple languages or learn something about multiple languages. But that's the future. The future is changing. Things are happening at light speed. And I don't want us or people to stay stuck in a place that's already changed. I thought about this one time. Use this as an example. When I was in high school and college, swimming was one thing I did very, very well. I was exceptional at swimming. Probably could have went to college and got a swimming scholarship, but of course, that wasn't the thing I was into, swimming. Well, I was swam, did all of that when I was in my 20s and everything. And all of a sudden, after 4 years in college, I came back to the swimming pool and a bunch of young guys there, and I felt like I could swim just as fast as they did. After all, I was the fastest one when I left. I come back to this pool and say, oh, y'all want to take me on? Let's go. Now, we're only 4 years apart. And when I dived in the pool with those younger guys, just 4 years now, I got shocked at the many things they had learned about swimming, the things that had changed since I had been away from the pool, and that was only 4 years. And that lets you know that the future does not sit still. The only people that sit still are the people that basically are dissatisfied with their whole life. And that's why they stay stuck in the present. But you got to move on, because we got to deal with the future. So let's make preparations to deal with the future. I'll be right back to talk to you. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us on Action Coaching on today. I've talked about the future, and you need to start preparing now for what you envision your future is going to be. You cannot wait till the future comes to try to prepare. It is too hard then. But if you prepare now and take steps now, if you plan and execute, your future can be just as bright as your present. So I certainly want to encourage you to start doing that concerning your future. Now, I certainly enjoyed sharing with you on today. Certainly want to encourage you to support Action Coaching so that we can reach more people with these tips and ways to look at things and develop. So that's why we need your financial support. We would love to hear from you here at Action Coaching. There's a link in my bio that'll give you a host of ways that you can sow to Action Coaching, and I certainly would love to have your help as we continue to reach so many people with Action Coaching. Well, certainly I thank God for you viewing us. Thank God for you staying with Action Coaching. Let other people know. Continue to support us here so that we can get bigger and better and do a host of new things here on Action Coaching. Well, I appreciate you and certainly enjoy sharing with you. And as I do each and every week, I want to encourage you. Share the word with a friend and keep the word in action. Well, I know it's been a journey.
Amen.
And of course, everyone has been wondering when we're going to gather and where we're going to gather. But I want you to know that some exciting things have been happening behind the scenes. I've talked about understanding faith, and faith is what we live by.
Amen.
After all, we are continuing to put the word in action. And I am so excited about the next step that God has given us.
As Bishop said earlier, it has been a journey, and we're yet traveling on this journey, but we can see daylight at the end of the tunnel. And we just thank God because we moved from Central, and we had gone to Crim, and we are here to report to you today that we will not be going back to Crim, and whenever we get started again, then we're going to have our own place. So we just thank God. I thank God for all of the support that you all have given over these past 2 years. You've been steadfast, unmovable, paid your tithes and your offering. And I know you've been wondering, a lot of you, that when we're going to go back to church. When are we going? Where are we going? When will we go? Well, as Bishop said earlier, we are not going back to Crim. We are on this journey, and we are praising God for giving us an opportunity to have a brand new facility. So we just thank God. I encourage each one of you to continue doing what you have been doing and what you've been taught to do, and that is to give unto God. We know that we can't lose in giving God, so we just need your support. We need you to continue to give and don't slack up. So we thank God for you.
I want to announce today the evolution of the vision. Action Creative Village.
Yes.
We're so excited.
Amen.
We know that God is going to do tremendous things.
Right.
And I certainly want to encourage you to continue to support, continue to sow seed, because you are in store for great things.
That's right.
When we walk into the village.
Yes.
And I certainly want to encourage you to stay up to date on all of the services, the Sunday service, Action Coaching, More Than Life. We're going to be giving you different previews of the progress we've been making.
Amen.
So you will know that the vision is about to come to pass, and when we all gather together, you're going to be amazed at what God has done, not only for us, but for you.
That's right.
And we're going to count it a blessing. I certainly want to encourage you, as I always do, share the word with a friend.
Yes.
And keep the word in action.
Glory.